Did the latest well-off media video just show why Shedeur Sanders hadn't been drafted yet? Y'all buckle in, man. I got some stuff that has stood out to me, and I want to share with y'all.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button as soon as you come into the building. Man, I had to jump on here, guys, because at the end of the day, this Shedeur Sanders slide is real. And at first, I was feeling bad for Shedeur. As y'all know, man, y'all can look at this channel. I'm pro Dion. Y'all can click on the Dion Sanders playlist, which is probably going to be one of the cards down, on this video when YouTube uploads it. But guys, I think Well Off Media may have just leaked inadvertently why Shedeur Sanders is not being drafted. And man, shout out to all the people who watched my most recent video, talked about Shedeur Sanders, the most recent video. And man, some of y'all have had some good comments in that video. But if y'all watch the latest Well Off Media video, man, there was a lot happening. And I just want to try to unpack it because Shedeur may have a lot of things he needs to work on before he goes to the next level. Now, I got to say this to you guys. This is just Jeff and his YouTube channel, just giving my opinion. Entertainment purposes only. I don't know any of this stuff. But I think it's interesting, guys, that Dion is getting the blame for this. And I'm hearing a lot of people talking about Dion. But guys, I'm watching Dion, and yesterday on the Well Off Media video, Dion said something very profound. He said, okay, man, it's enough of this now. After he didn't get drafted, it's enough of this now. He said, Lord, take him off the cross and put me up there. I'll take it for my kids. Now, guys, that's one of the reasons I don't have kids, because that's what you have to do, even if they're grown, right? Dion has humbled himself tremendously during this process. I've watched Dion from the first night of the draft party to yesterday, and then it kicked in. That's what Shedeur does not have. I want y'all to go watch that Well Off Media video. Dion is sitting out. It's just he and DeAndre. And something major is happening. Dion realizes he and DeAndre sitting out there. And guess who was with DeAndre and couldn't stop staying off of his pawpaw? Right? It was Snow, the new baby. And I'm watching because Dion realizes Shedeur didn't fumble the bag. Shedeur fumbled the legacy. Shedeur's always out there talking about legendary this and legendary that, but he fumbled the legacy. And I'm watching as this little infant Snow is loving on Grandpa right now. And you can tell Dion is sitting there watching. And Dion now knows he has to bring this legacy to Snow because Shedeur fumbled it. Now, a lot of y'all clicked on this video because you wanted to hear my take. First of all, it ain't Dion. President Trump, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, even President Trump weighed on this thing. But who is he praising? Dion. The only reason Travis Hunter is because of Dion. Xavier Weaver gets into Arizona, gets to the NFL last year because of Dion. Derek McClendon gets a practice squad opportunity because of Dion. Guys, this narrative that is Dion has to stop. When I'm watching Well Off Media last night, it showed that it's Shedeur. And let me tell y'all what I mean. All these rumors about how he tanked interviews and that kind of thing, do y'all realize that Shedeur Sanders is in an extreme snow globe? And y'all know what snow globes are. You get them during the holidays. You turn it upside down and it's a protected environment and all that kind of stuff. Do y'all realize that everybody around Shedeur is telling him that it's somebody else? It's race. They doing you like Colin Kaepernick. They hating on you. They all colluding against you. They don't like you. All this kind of stuff. Do y'all realize nobody has come to Shedeur and said, hey man, something had to go on that you ain't telling us about? Because guys, it's starting to look like as this thing goes on, is the real Shedeur gonna come out? Because when Dion said, Lord, take him off the cross and put me up there, Shedeur said, nah, bro, it's all me. Shedeur is gonna have to take some responsibility. And did y'all see what happened when the prank phone call happened? I had somebody get into my last video and say, hey man, they got a Judas in the camp. Shedeur Sanders' phone rang, and it was a phone that he had never even had. He said he just got it yesterday. And it was somebody who said, hey, this is Mickey Loomis with the New Orleans Saints. And we're going to draft you, but you're going to have to wait a little longer. And then they hung up. And what did everybody say? Man, you getting trolled. Versus, all right, Shedeur, what happened in these interviews? Right? Guys, this ain't got nothing. This don't have nothing to do with Dion. This don't have nothing to do with the owners colluding. What is going on with Shedeur Sanders that has now, as he starts to drop, you cannot protect him anymore. Guys, well-off media, right? Shedeur said, thank God for everything. Well, guys, God don't tell you to not do the work necessary. God don't tell you to not do the work necessary. You can't sit there and blame it on God if there's something going on behind the scenes. If you didn't take it serious, I get it. And the reason I'm doing this, guys, from my podcast studio is simple. Do y'all remember after the Nebraska game, Shedeur Sanders asked the media when they were coming down on him, and Shedeur Sanders threw his lineman under the bus, and he asked how many times did Raiola get touched? Then the next game when they won, he brought the lineman up there to try to bring him back. But the real Shedeur was right after in the heat of that moment where he was blaming everybody else. It ain't never his fault, right? That's the real Shedeur, and that's fine. Because when your dad controls the environment, you can do that. Now let's fast forward after the bowl game. Shedeur, clean cut guy. But do y'all remember right before it was time to do the combine and all these things were happening? Shedeur changed his hair to where he went to the French braid, or the cornrows, I should say. And then if you look at him at the combine, he had the braids, hat to the back, turned to the left. If you Google Shedeur Sanders, you're gonna see his combine attire. And why am I bringing this up? Because Dion saw it and said, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dion didn't like that. Dion didn't like that appearance change. Well, guess what, guys? Did y'all notice what Travis Hunter said at the NFL draft when he got drafted? Jacksonville traded up to get Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter said they hadn't talked to me since the combine. They have not talked to me since the combine. So Jacksonville knew they were going to move up, and Travis Hunter didn't even work out at the combine. Travis Hunter didn't even work out at Colorado's pro day. So why are we saying this to you guys? The decisions on Shedeur had already been made, just like they had already been made on Travis Hunter. Cam Ward is the number one pick because whatever experience these teams had with Shedeur Sanders put a ripple effect. And I'm here to tell y'all right now that Shedeur is blaming everybody else. Shiloh is saying, hey man, I'd rather for this to happen to me than to happen to you. If you look at that well-off media video, they were playing tennis. And Shiloh said, man, I'm going to be a good brother. I'd rather for you to get drafted. I'd rather for this to stop happening for you than it's fine happening to me. Dion is saying the same thing. But everybody telling him, people hating on him, everybody telling him that it's somebody else's fault, guys, it's got to stop right now. You are going to be a fourth round pick or higher, which means not a guaranteed contract, which means we hoping that you can get a tryout and make the practice squad. And when I tell y'all that Dion is going to have to sit Shedeur down and let him know that it's over, because Dion can't fix this. And the reason why Dion can't fix it, guys, is because Dion did not create it. I'm telling y'all right now, I had some notes on this thing because when I saw it, and I'm like, Dion is allowing himself to try to protect his son, and his son is not responding in kind. Do y'all know what Shedeur Sanders needs to do? Is that he needs to get, because guess what, guys? Bucky, well-off media is so good at what they do that I saw this in the video. What Shedeur Sanders needs to do right now is sit down in an interview setting and show people he knows how to interview. And y'all can go back years ago. John Gruden used to have a segment on SportsCenter during draft season, QB Confidential. He would bring all these boys in here, show them how to break down tape, show them how to break down plays, calling out NFL plays and that kind of thing. What Well Off Media need to do right now, set up a professional interview. You already got the cameras there. Set up a whiteboard. Go through some film. Go through some tape. Let Shedeur Sanders hit the reset button. Because, guys, if Shedeur doesn't get drafted, none of these other Colorado players are going to get drafted. And we see people hitting the transfer portal already. And let me tell y'all this. Shedeur Sanders has to save his dad's reputation because Colorado, if Shedeur's not going to get drafted, Dion says NFL over NIL. And now Shedeur is looking like he's not. I don't know who's going to take him. Because if he fumbled the legacy and he fumbled the bag, nobody's saying that. Maybe Shedeur sat down in those interviews and he wasn't like Dion. And people thought they were getting Dion 2.0. But they're getting somebody who never had to take accountability or who didn't take the process serious. And I'm telling y'all like this. I know this is a longer video. I don't like to do longer videos when I do this, but I'm telling y'all right now, if these boys start hitting transfer portal, Well Off Media, if y'all hear this video, sit down and put Shedeur Sanders in a suit and in a formal process to go over tape, break down tape. Go back and look at QB Confidential that John Gruden did. Shedeur Sanders has lost the cachet that's going to come in. We done with the legendary stuff. We done with all that. It don't matter when you didn't go to. It don't matter when you don't go high, right? Your brand doesn't matter if the spotlight's not going to be on. Sit him down, put him in an interview process like he's talking to a general manager. Let him get to that whiteboard and break down offenses and stuff like that. Let's show the world that he can play in this world of the NFL. Because guys, we can say all we want to say about them being racist, they colluding, they hating. No, guys, every business does this. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My first job out of college, I got told I had to shave my mustache and shave my goatee because nobody in corporate America wears facial hair. Now, guys, I thought that was the most racist thing I had to do, so I went to the interview. Did say I'm gonna be me. Guess what? Didn't get the job. Had a degree, had all that stuff, didn't get the job. Right? You know why? My first suit, bought it from Sears. Some of y'all old enough to remember when Sears was around and Sears had clothes. But I wore my Stacey Adams two-tone loafers with a full beard and goatee. Didn't get the job. Then one of my mentors from my internship told me, man, go get you some black shoes from Pick and Pay. Shave that facial hair. How many times you want to lose before you have to accept the fact that you have to change and understand their system so that you can get in the door and then you can impact the system. Shedeur Sanders is not being let in the door, guys, because they don't want that mentality in their house. And they have every right to do that. And when I learned that I'm going to get in the house and then I can help impact the house. And now I'm in a position, right, because of that process. Shedeur Sanders is not any different. He got to go through that process. So as we watch Travis Hunter, who was on the same field, went through the same battles, started at the same place, with the same pretty much dad, because Deion Sanders took over as his dad. One ain't getting drafted and one did. Okay. What's the difference? The approach Shedeur took versus Travis Hunter. And like we got to give Travis Hunter his props. But y'all take a look at those Well Off Media videos, man. I got to get out of here. I just want to stop in and tell you guys this. Y'all get down in the comment section and let me know what you think, man. Is Jeff crazy or is Jeff on to something? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. And until next time, we gonna holler.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.